NOLA.com. The Times-Picayune. Oxford, Miss. Hey look, the band is finally back together. Just 3 weeks removed from hitting some of the sourest notes in recent LSU football history, the 24th-ranked Tigers are marching to a familiar beat they hoped would arrive sooner than later. With the rata-tat-tat of running back Derrius Guice churning for 276 yards rushing and the pum-pum-pum of outside linebacker Arden Key's relentless fierce pass rush resulting in 6 tackles with 2 sacks and a forced fumble, LSU pounded out a rhythmic 40-24 victory over Ole Miss here Saturday night at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. This wasn't sliding out of Gainesville 2 Saturdays ago with a 1-point win over Florida, or digging a 20-point hole against Auburn last Saturday in Tiger Stadium before LSU's second-half defense and fourth-quarter kicking game spurred a 4-point comeback win. Nope, this was a full-grown man booty whipping of physical on physical, with the Tigers, 6-2 overall, 3-1 set west, finishing with a flurry of punches to head into this week's open date before a November 4 date at unbeaten number 1 Alabama. The same team that lost to Troy 24-21 on September 30th finally has an identity. We were in a hole, LSU coach Ed Orgeron said, and we dug ourselves out of a hole. We understand we've gotta play with passion, we've gotta work hard to get the things we want. We're just not gonna roll out the LSU helmet and people are gonna lay down. We've got to fight for every inch we get. It's easy to brawl well when you're throwing haymakers that you haven't had in your arsenal all season. Against the Rebels, starting with LSU quarterback Danny Edeling's 63-yard swing pass to running back Darrell Williams on the Tigers' 4th play of the game and ending with Edeling's 60-yard TD pass to Foster Moreau, LSU had a season-high 5 plays of 30 or more yards. Guice, who has fought ankle and knee injuries since preseason practice, gained 204 of his yards on just 7 carries. 9 of his 22 carries picked up first downs, including runs of 59, 48 and 33 yards. I'm not 100% yet, Guice said. But I don't give excuses about being hurt. It is what it is. For Key, who set a school single-season record for sacks last year, Saturday's performance had been a long time coming. Shoulder surgery in May and tedious rehab resulted in Key having to shed 20 extra pounds. Now, the weight is gone, much to the delight of LSU cornerback Don Jackson, who led a secondary that had 3 interceptions and held battered Ole Miss hotshot QB Shea Patterson to a season-low 116 yards. Arden's a beast, he's getting back in his bag, Jackson said. That's what we need. We need running backs and offensive linemen to fear that edge rusher. LSU held Ole Miss to 347 yards, and the Tigers' offense contributed by grinding out 593 yards, 393 rushing, that gobbled 37-20 of clock for more than a 15-minute advantage in time of possession. Aside from LSU's wide receivers not catching a single pass, partly because the Tigers' run blocking was much better than its pass protection, so LSU eventually found the need not to throw. LSU played exactly the offensive game it wanted. It got big running numbers from Guice, economical passing from Edeling, 9 of 13 for 200 yards and 2 TDs, and running back Williams becoming the first LSU player in history with 100 rushing yards, 103 on 22 carries, and 100 receiving yards, 4 catches for 105 yards. They gave us a lot of running yards, so that's what we took, Edeling said. Our mentality is we're going to be effective in whichever area of the game they choose to defend the weakest. That may be a problem in a couple of weeks against Alabama, which doesn't appear to lack anything. But LSU will enter that game in a considerably better frame of mind than thought possible just a few weeks ago. Every game is a must-win, but we shouldn't have lost any, Guice said. We're LSU. We need to act like it. Saturday night in a place LSU hasn't won since 2011, the Tigers finally played like they were something special.